Hi, I'm David. Welcome to Wildlife in Focus. In this video, we cover 20 amazing facts about the humpback whale that you might not have known. Scientific name Megaptera novaeangliae. The name humpback is thought to derive from the distinctive hump on their backs, which becomes visible as the whale dives from the surface of the ocean. The feature can be used to identify a humpback whale as it is unique to this whale species. Humpback whales range from grey to blue-black on their upper parts, and varying quantities of white markings on their underparts. Humpback whales are one of the largest mammals on the planet, bigger than most known dinosaurs. Humpback whales typically grow between 14.6 and 19 meters in length and weigh up to 36 metric tons. This sounds very big, but the humpback is tiny compared to the blue whale, which has a length of up to 33 meters and weighs up to 112 metric tons. Humpback whales might not be the biggest mammals on the planet, but they do have the longest pectoral fins. Their scientific name, Megaptera, translates to big-winged and is a direct reference to the length of their fins. Humpback whales have 3 stomachs. The compartments are similar to those found in a cow or a hippo and enable the whale to swallow large quantities of food without the need for it to be broken down. Food enters the forestomach from the esophagus and is churned. It then enters the main stomach, which contains glands that secrete enzymes, mucus, and acid to break the food down. Finally, the food enters the pyloric stomach, where the acids are neutralized and enzymes are secreted to digest fats. Scientists can identify individual humpback whales. It turns out that their tails, or more correctly called flukes, are as unique as human fingerprints. The tails have a serrated edge with a large pointed tip. Scientists have been using these, together with the white patterns on the pectoral fins, bellies, and flukes, to identify and track humpback whales since the 1970s. Humpbacks might be one of the largest animals on the planet, but they eat some of the smallest animals. Instead of teeth, humpbacks have baleen plates, which act as sieves to filter the water out of the food. Water is expelled through their blowholes. Most of their food consists of krill and plankton, though they will eat small fish such as sardines, cod, and mackerel. Humpback whales consume up to 900 kilograms of food to store enough blubber to sustain them through winter migrations. The reason is that during their migration, they will generally only eat occasionally, so they need to store enough blubber to last for up to 8 months without a meal. Humpbacks typically seem to enjoy their own company and travel alone. However, they occasionally gather in large groups to hunt. Humpbacks in Alaska have been observed using a method called bubble net feeding, which is attributed as being the equivalent of using tools to hunt. One or more whales dive deep into the water and create a spiral of bubbles to force schools of fish up to the surface in large densities. The whales then swim through the schools to catch their prey. As well as inhabiting all of the world's oceans, some humpbacks are known to migrate further than any other animal on the planet, traveling from their breeding grounds in warm tropical oceans to their feeding grounds in colder oceans can mean a journey of up to 8,000 kilometers. The reason humpback whales migrate is to protect their young from colder winter waters. Young whales are still building blubber reserves to protect them from the cold. The humpbacks in the Arabian Sea are the most isolated group of humpback whales on the planet. They stick around the Arabian Sea all year around, feeding and breeding in the area. It's estimated that they have remained this way for more than 70,000 years, and are therefore treated as a separate subspecies. It is thought that humpback whales have specialized sensors on their faces to judge prey density in the water when feeding. If you look closely at the face of a humpback, they have several bumps on their faces called tubercles. Each tubercle has a sensory hair and is surrounded by sensory nerve cells in the skin. Humpbacks are not the fastest animals in the ocean, but they're not slow coaches either. Their maximum speed is around 17 miles per hour. Whilst they may lack impressive top speeds, they make up for this with sheer power. They can use their massive tail fin, or fluke, to propel themselves completely out of the water, called a breach, then landing in a massive splash of water. Research suggests that whales breach to remove pests from their skin, or that they may do this for fun. All humpback whales have various vocalizations, but male humpbacks have complex songs that last for up to 30 minutes. These songs are the most varied within the animal kingdom. Each population of humpback whales has its unique song, which is repeated amongst the group. Researchers think that the songs are used to attract females and/or to let other males know that they are in an area. The head, fins, nose, and flippers of humpback whales are typically covered in large barnacles. These are quite useful weapons when chasing away predators such as the orca whale and killer whale, as well as when in head-to-head combat with rival male humpbacks. Humpbacks seem to know that orca whales and killer whales target their young. Consequently, humpbacks are often chasing these predators out of their territory, whether or not they have calves in their group. It's difficult to tell the age of a whale, though scientists believe they live more than 50 years, possibly longer. Mothers and calves can often be seen swimming closely together in what looks like acts of affection between them. The mother feeds their calves for almost a year with thick and fatty milk, so fatty that it is sometimes likened to the texture of cream cheese. Whales and dolphins don't have mammary glands. They deliver milk to their calves through a mammary slit. Whales are the equivalent of trees in a forest. As they eat, they sequester carbon in their bodies. Whale poop creates phytoplankton blooms. These help reduce atmospheric carbon dioxide through photosynthesis. When whales die, their carbon-rich bodies typically sink to the sea floor, which prevents carbon from returning into the atmosphere. Humpback whales were an endangered species until 1988 due to human persecution and were classified as endangered by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. This classification changed between 1988 to 2008 as vulnerable and now sits as least concern, although it's worth noting that the subpopulations in the Red Sea remain endangered. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more like this. It really helps the channel.